dude just made the list!
And we're here, the Idiot's List of Pro Wrestling. Your boy Mikey G, Dirty Ron McDonald here with the real John Atkins. What's crack-a-lackin', Johnny boy?
How about it?
How about it? We're here. This is number 3. We're doing it 3 weeks in a row. First week we got really fucked up. Second week not as fucked up. So I don't know if we're in a downward trend or not right now.
I don't know. I was kind of fucked up last week.
What? Why? Just like super baked?
Yeah, I was wearing sunglasses inside.
Oh, hey, oh, good. Oh, did you party all night? How about it? Fucking Johnny Atkins over here. Well, hey, last week's episode was the top 5 tag teams in pro wrestling history. Well, it was a great episode. A lot of great feedback on that one.
Yeah, I liked it. I really liked it. I liked how we had a lot of people participating with their lists before the show started.
Dude, they did it again today.
Yeah.
We this week we're doing the top 5 Intercontinental champions of all time. Do you know where the Intercontinental is?
Intercontinental.
What is Intercontinental? In theory, I guess I know what it means. You know, like it's
right.
like all the continents.
Right.
But isn't that what the world is then?
You know, I actually thought about that, so I did research.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Of course you did. All right. You're like the brains of this fucking. I'm the dipshit of the show.
I can't be the brains and the beauty.
Oh. It's a hard road to travel. But yeah, give me the lowdown. What does Intercontinental mean?
There was a North American champ and a South American champ.
Okay.
And then they got unified.
Oh.
They unified the titles. And then.
So it's like it's the Americas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Which I didn't know till today.
I mean, I never knew that. Lucha's always like, what is the Intercontinent? I'm like, I think it's like all the continents.
And I guess there's like a running joke with it, with the origins of the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, let's just get into that right now. Fucking, so the Intercontinental Championship. So like, here, before we get right into that, the Intercontinental Championship, for anybody that has been under the rock their entire life, is like the secondary championship in the WWE. Now they got the U.S. title as a secondary championship on one brand, and the Intercontinental Championship on the other brand. But the Intercontinental Championship, like when we were growing up, it was like you were like the Intercontinental Champion for like a year or so,
right? And
then you were gonna be
right.
the WWE champ. Like,
that's how you knew who the next guy was gonna be, basically.
For sure,
yeah, for
sure. And like it was, that's basically what it was from like the late '80s until like the into the mid '90s, right?
When would you say that started? Like whose reign would you say that started slowing down with? Like Savio Vega?
So like Savio Vega, the Intercontinental Champion?
Maybe not. I thought he was against. Wasn't it? I thought he had a IC feud with Stone Cold. Was not for Intercontinental.
I mean, maybe it was for the belt, but I think Austin was a champion.
Okay.
I feel like after The Rock and Triple H, they were started giving it to guys. At the very late 90s into the early 2000s, they started giving it to guys and they're like hot-shotting them. Whereas the Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, these guys held the Intercontinental Championship for like a year or so before they got propelled to the next level. It was like getting them ready, because they had good matches, they were winning, whatever the fuck. But then in the early 2000s, they started propelling guys like Billy Gunn held the Intercontinental Championship, and they were gonna I don't know, and then it was like, boom, Dolph Ziggler's got it, and then he's a champion. So-and-so's got it, then they're the champion. I don't know.
So we know that, as you said, the Intercontinental Champion was, basically the guy who's going to be the next guy.
A stepping stone.
Right, and I feel like that kind of got watered down a little bit because now there became, King of the Ring.
Yeah, there was other stepping stones.
Yeah, there became, now Money in the Bank. Everything's a stepping stone now.
For sure. Well, again, I think that goes back to they have to put out so much wrestling. They got to put out, 52 Raws a year, 52 SmackDowns a year, 52 main events a year, and they're putting out 5,000 pay-per-views every year.
Right.
They have
two a month? They were doing 2 a month for a while?
What's that, pay-per-views?
Yeah.
Some of them, yeah. But, the Intercontinental Championship was the original stepping stone. And, now I feel like for the first time it's its own division. Where, the guys that have it now are just those are the Intercontinental Championship guys. Just like in WCW in the late 90s, it was the cruiserweights were the cruiserweight guys. That was just their division, The Intercontinental Championship now isn't a stepping stone necessarily. It can be.
Because if you think about it, it doesn't kind of make sense to have like a champion that's not like your real champion. Because like in boxing, it's by weight class, you know.
Right.
And then in like WWE, it's.
I mean, you got to give people like. I feel like the reason that they make more championships is so they give people a reason to fight. Whereas like back in the day, you just fought to raise yourself in the rankings.
Right.
But now there's so many guys that just stick around for too long.
Yeah, and they did have a lot. I guess there's no 24/7 champion now, right? Is it still Gronk?
I read something like Tom Brady was trying to get it, or maybe he got it or something, and like Ron Killings or R-Truth or whatever is just like calling him out hardcore. He's like, "Yo, give me that championship back, you motherfucker."
I want to see R-Truth, like some vignettes of R-Truth trying to sneak into Bucks training camp.
I mean, that's what that championship should be. Like what Joey Ryan had the DDT championship for DDT wrestling, one of these Japanese promotions, and he did these like 1-minute clips because he was in the locker room with like really famous former WWE stars and stuff all the time, where you do like these 1-minute clips of him pinning some guy, like losing that championship. Mm-hmm. So like that's what they have the opportunity to do with this 24/7 championship is they can have pop culture people jumping in and fucking winning the championship and get on TMZ. I mean it's a good way to stay relevant for sure.
Oh yeah, I just want to see at least at one point during the football season where we see Gronk on the sidelines or at the podium after a game or something, just throw the title over his shoulder.
That's what they should be doing. God, my dog is just over there sucking his own dick. Matt, quit sucking your dick.
You're just jealous.
I mean, I am, for real. Him and I have about the same size dick. Me and my little chihuahua. How about it? That's what he's sitting over there doing. He's going, how about it? Little fucking shithead dog. But yeah, so the Intercontinental Championship, secondary championship in WWE. Forever, it was the stepping stone. Let's talk about its origins before we get into our list. So, like, this is the beauty of not having the internet back in the day.
Yeah. Is
that they made this championship in 1979, I believe. I didn't look this up.
70-something.
Late 70s. And they said Pat Patterson, who was, Vince McMahon's right-hand man, Pat Patterson won this tournament in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
And upon further review, I feel like this might have not ever happened.
Yeah, so what my crack research that I was doing.
Did you say crack? Or crack?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, there's like a running gag how it never really happened.
No, that's pretty much the story. I was just trying to be facetious. I don't even know if that's the right word. That's one of the words I use, the big words I use that sound smart.
Oh, shit.
Facetious.
Oh, shit.
Facade. Those are another one. It's fake. It's a facade.
Yeah, so I read, but yeah, that was like basically
Pat Patterson. So like, okay, I was watching this week's Dark Side of the Ring, and it was Legion of Doom, and the first championship that the Legion of Doom held was a fake championship. So Animal was like, they were like, hey, you just wear these belts, and Animal was like, well, where do we win them? And they were like, just tell them you want them in like Chicago at some tournament. And like nobody fucking knew because like all you heard was what was on the news, all 3 channels of the news, and the fucking 1 local newspaper, the 2 local newspapers you had. Like there were like wrestling magazines, I guess, like back in the day, but like one, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, like you didn't, you just come out, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Nobody's taking pictures on their phone.
Well, everything was better before the internet, wrestling wise. I feel like there's way before internet, you would just.
Like seriously, everything. Because here's what was great about wrestling too is that if a guy started getting stale, you just made him switch territories.
Right.
That was one thing we watched. We talked about the Legion of Doom last week, and I watched on their little Dark Side of the Ring. Like Legion of Doom, they would just stay hot and they just go from territory to territory. Like you could go, you could hit all the territories. Well, now the world is the territory. There's only one territory.
Right.
I mean, pretty much. I guess you got Mexico, you got Japan, you got America, but
yeah.
Little Britain.
That is like the biggest change to me with the internet, and with Vince taking over all their territories. Legion of Doom with a perfect team to bring in if you're going to take over the territories, right? Because they're already hot everywhere.
Right.
If you're going to do a global product, people agree.
So getting back to the Intercontinental Championship, it started as a fucking bullshit, But it didn't matter because nobody was going to call them on that, and it gave them a secondary championship. You know, it gave something for people that weren't fighting for the top championship something to do. I don't hate it. You want this? You know, I don't hate it. You know, and like the Intercontinental Championship was something that, like, you know, at least in WWE, you know, in like the late '80s, early '90s, mid '90s, it was like the work rate championship. You know, to me, that's the way I felt. It was like indirectly you were gonna get the better matches from the Intercontinental Championship. You know, the heavyweights were this big old fucking dudes going around brawling and you know, you're looking for the big body slam. But like you get like the Shawn Michaels, the Bret Harts, you know, the fucking.
Which IC strap is your favorite? There's only one answer.
The white one?
Oh, the white one, dude.
Yeah, the white one's pretty dope. I don't know, man. Warrior had that yellow one for a hot minute. The yellow one, that's hot.
See, the first time I remember seeing the white one was Shawn versus Razor.
Yeah.
Does that one?
Well, because they had two of them.
Right.
I don't know. You know, I thought I was right about some fucking belt shit, and boy, did I get schooled the other day. Like, I thought the winged eagle was all through like the mid '80s and late '80s. It didn't show up to like almost the end of the '80s.
So that so basically, it's the Bret Hart belt then.
I mean,
I always think of it as like the Bret Hart one.
Oh, see, like I think of Hulk Hogan with that.
Okay.
That's all right. Yeah, fuck Hogan.
How about it?
How about it? How about it?
Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis. Terry
Terry Bollea not have a 10-inch penis. Well, before we get into our list, we got some hot shit going this week. We're Fist Combat, our independent wrestling promotion, is going to be running parking lot drive-in comedy or drive-in wrestling. We were doing drive-in comedy. You haven't been doing
not showing your butthole at this one.
I mean, maybe. When you heard about this, John Atkins, what'd you think?
About fucking time, dude.
About time to do some shit.
About time to fucking do some shit. Tired of seeing everyone bitching online about either not going out or you shouldn't go out or whatever the fuck. This is fucking. Everyone's bitching. I don't care what side, you know. Fuck it.
Well, you know, here's my perfect Venn diagram for this. Is that a month ago, people didn't want to come out and see shows. I get it. You know, we all got to be scared about the shit, whatever. We need to see what happens. But now, we want to put on shows, first of all. Wrestlers want to wrestle shows. And audience people want to see shows. Almost 24 hours after putting out the notice, we're almost sold out. What does that tell you? People want to come see shows. They're not even hesitant. They didn't even think about it. Boom, what? It's going on? Bam, here. I'm going to give you your money. Let me see a fucking show.
And you are doing it like the safest way possible.
For real. Everybody's sitting in their cars or tuning into the commentary on their FM radios. By the time this comes out, I think it'll be announced that we're going to be live streaming this on our Facebook at Fist Combat TV. That, come check it out. It's going to be, it's the first of its kind. It's the only one of its kind.
It's going to be bigger than WrestleMania.
I mean, there's going to be more people in the audience than WrestleMania. We are going to, make sure that I remember to say that we outdrew WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
That this show, we already know, without a doubt, we are going to draw more than WrestleMania this year.
Trademark that term or something. Bigger than WrestleMania.
Bigger than Mania, bro. That'll be the hashtag. It'll be like, bigger than Mania. I'm going to just tell them all day. I'll be like, hey, throw up this hashtag.
You know how bars can't say Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They always advertise the big game.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to say bigger than Mania. It'll be like, bigger than the big show.
Bigger than the big events. Yeah, bigger than the big show. Bigger than the big show. How does it make you feel that we might be seen by 20 million people across the globe?
We better.
I mean, how about that?
How about it? I'm ready.
We're bringing that back. How about it?
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, what are you gonna wear?
Oh man, I gotta find something.
I thought you had like suits and shit with fucking suspenders. We're gonna be like broadcasting to the globe here, Johnny boy.
Well, do you remember what happened to my last shirt?
Some stripper said, "How about it?"
A stripper and a champion, dude. But
well, hey man, fucking. Strippers is where it's at. I can't wait to go back to pure platinum.
Yeah, I'm excited. Those are always, you do a wrestling show in a strip club.
That's the best night of my month every month, right? Without a doubt.
I turn like 17 all over again or like 16. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude.
Well, I love them. I love those shows, but like, I want to get booked. I mean, obviously, I put the match cards, the match order together. I always want to put myself right before intermission because I'm like, I want to get a shower. I want to start getting fucked up, dude.
Like whenever I go to my friends who like wrestling, I'm like, hey, we got this show coming up. You want to go to it? It's a wrestling show. And they're like, I'm like, it's in a strip club. And they they light up like that little fat kid and Hook. Like,
little fat kid and Hook. Fat kid and Hook.
They just look so happy. I'm like, yeah, dude.
All right, you ready to take this 99 proof peanut butter whiskey? How about that? You know what's beautiful about this Saturday show, too? It's 3 p.m. Oh, you just fucking did it like a sailor over here. 3 p.m., afternoon show.
3 p.m. Pacific time.
Cheers to the greatest listening podcast on the planet.
Yeah.
The Idiot's List of Pro Wrestling. Oh, how about that? All right. Johnny Atkins.
To the mic.
I don't give a shit, dude. You got to cover over it. I'm just here. You go. You want to? I'll tell you who this is. He's both of a mutual friend of ours. But so I'm asking some of our friends who wants to come to the show on Saturday. And before we get on our list, he says, "Sorry, man, I won't be able to go. Still pissed off about how the last one went. I'm still trying to get over it. Once I get over my bitch mode, I'll definitely go to the shows again." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I figured somebody told you by now. When I went to that show at Pure Platinum with those two girls, I was literally on the way out the door to take that girl home with me, and that Anthony Idol guy unknowingly stole her from me. She bounced on me and tried to jump on his dick at the strip club. I know it wasn't his fault, and she's just a whore, but I'm still bitter about it." I said, "Whoa, LOL." He said, "It's just hard to cheer when I think about it. I just want to break his face, but realistically, I know it's not his fault at all. So I'm in a weird predicament. Working on it, though. I had fun up until that point." I said, "Here you go. Don't bring whores to wrestling shows. They get stolen every time. Here, read who that was. Did you know that?
No,
Did you know that? That's hilarious, right?"
No.
Anthony Idol fucking Mr. Steal Your Girl.
He's the champ.
He is the champ. He won't be there on Saturday. Bummer, but, whatever. All right. Top 5, fucking, how long have we been going? We're already 17 minutes in. Who gives a shit? Top 5 Intercontinental champions of all time. Johnny Atkins, read it off. I didn't even write what order mine. I'll just go from bottom to top.
All right. So, my number 5, we have to go with the first one, Mr. Pat Patterson.
All right.
That won it down in Rio de Janeiro.
The original. Tell a little story about it.
That's in Arizona or something.
No, Rio de Janeiro, Arizona. There's a Mexico, Missouri.
I'm from, where I'm from Indiana, they all have, I'm from Peru, Indiana, and all the towns.
Peru?
Yeah, and all the towns are Kokomo, Mexico, and
yeah.
People,
Well, people in the Midwest are like, we're from the fucking Midwest. So we gonna name our places some nice places and think that we're in nice places even though we're in the fucking Midwest.
They all speak Spanish like Peggy Hill and shit.
See, I'm not even redneck enough to know what you're talking about. Besides, you're probably talking about King of the Hill.
Yeah.
I didn't know that though.
Yeah, because the mom was a substitute Spanish teacher, but she didn't really know Spanish that well.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
How to explain it. Anyways,
so yours is Pat Patterson.
Pat Patterson, he's the first champion. I mean, if he's
the first champion, but he's number 5 on your list. What the fuck's up with that, Johnny A?
Hey man, I put out good lists.
I do know you do put on good lists. And you know what's great is that I don't even make my list until right before, right? Because I wait to see what other people's lists are. Because I know here's the thing: is I know I'm gonna forget.
Right.
When you make those graphics for us, people respond to them graphics.
Yeah.
We got Matt Sells, our buddy, the number 1 jobber on the planet. Matt Sex Sells. He's an AEW jobber, man. He's our boy, but he's our video for this week.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. How about that?
How about it? Thanks, Matt.
My number 5 is the guy that you picked to go on the graphic. Gold Dust.
Nice.
Gold Dust. Oh, wait. What's the caveat? the caveat: did you make people that were not the heavy, the big champions?
Yeah, they never had the.
So I don't think we just. That's fine that we didn't really describe that when we put out the thing. Right. But like otherwise, we could have put. Of course, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. Of course, these guys would be on anybody's fucking list.
Exactly.
But for ours, and I don't mind.
That made it trickier too because it took some research. Yeah.
I mean, well, and that's what we should. That's what we should do.
Yeah.
I mean, if we put it out, like some people just were like, "Yo, I'm not listening to what you're saying. I'm gonna just put Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart on there." Like, fine, cool, but like. We need to make it a little bit harder for us. So yeah, Goldust was such a monumental character. When you go back and watch it now, like I was always a very open-minded kid. I'm watching wrestling where these guys are basically cross-dressers anyway. They're all on these tight leather and spikes and shit. Like it's a little homoerotic, even if you don't know what homoerotic is. So like, you know what I'm saying? Though, but like watching that shit.
When did you learn what homoerotic is?
I mean, I guess with Goldust. Straight up. Like,
why are my nipples hard?
But it's something that's provocative. It's something that makes you think. And like going back and watching this, dude, like it's like WWE took leaps and bounds when they did some shit, and they really did with this. And I don't know if it was like a rib on Dusty Rhodes, a little bit.
It was.
I mean, sure, but it ended up going like far beyond that. It was like a
rib.
Statement.
Not even like a rib. To me, it was Dustin saying "fuck you" to his dad.
Oh, okay.
Like,
so
I want you to be
like that.
I want you to be embarrassed of your weirdo son and shit. That's what I always thought it was.
Yeah. See, I wish I knew the story so I could really like kind of speak on it, and I don't know the story. But
tell me the best. Tell me a wrestler who had better vignettes than fucking Goldust.
Nobody, especially at the time, because like,
at the beginning, his first ones were amazing,
dude. Because it made you uncomfortable,
right?
But I'm a little like 4th, 5th grade kid here, okay, watching this shit. Like maybe 6th grade as I'm watching some Goldust. Like I don't really know, but like I was like, you know what, that guy is like he's putting it all into it. You know what I'm saying? Goldust was one of the first characters I was like, I really respect like the art of wrestling. I didn't even know what I'm talking about though, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I like what this dude's doing. Does that make any sense?
No. Some of the best shit, like the little shimmy he did, like when he was taking off. Because remember, he used to wear like the long blonde wig and shit. And
it was great.
Marlena being all weird and like smoking the cigar, like everything about they were fucking perfect, dude. Like they were so good.
They definitely monumental. They made strides.
There was a Goldust was on an episode of Conan O'Brien, and he was like climbing all over Conan's desk, like
really
being all sexy towards him and shit. And you can see Conan like backing up and shit.
That's great. That's great because like he knew how monumental what he was doing was.
He got do you remember when he got Razor Ramon's name in a heart tattooed on his chest?
Oh yeah.
Dude, what the fuck, dude? That was some of like the weirdest, because they had that weird that weird angle where he was like acting like he was trying to fuck Razor Ramon or whatever.
Basically, and watching that as a kid, I was like, I was catching on to it, but I was like, why is this guy being so like? I mean, I didn't even know what homophobic was, but I was like, why is he being so why is he being mean to him? Just tell him you're not into it. Like, don't get. Like I almost felt like Razor was like looking back on it, you're like maybe Razor was like upset with like what he was thinking or how it made him feel,
Right.
Like why wouldn't you just be like, hey man, like if some super flamboyant person hit on me, like it's happened to me before, and I'm just like, hey, just letting you know, not really my thing, But like Razor Ramon was like, hey man, get away from my butthole, bro, like what the fuck.
So it seems like, I guess this would be for any title, but especially for the Intercontinental title, what really makes that title reign is the feud,
For sure.
It seems like it's more so for the Intercontinental title than other titles.
For sure. Like Rock and Triple H.
Right.
Two guys that won't make our list because they were both the big champion. But like that's what made both of those guys.
Goldust Razor Ramon and Goldust Shawn Michaels are two of the greatest.
For sure.
Dude, those are fucking amazing.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Wait, read me your number 4, because I feel like some of these guys we're talking about are both on our list.
Oh, number 4. I bet you weren't ready for this one.
Uh-oh.
The ninth wonder of the world, baby.
Oh my God,
China.
Man, now I'm pissed. I didn't put her on my. I didn't do any research. I went all by fucking other people's lists in my memory here.
See that?
Dude, China. That's good. That's the namesake of my Cocker Spaniel.
Exactly. How could you forget?
China, the ninth wonder of the world.
How could you fuck with China, dude?
She got a thumb clip, bro. Yeah, she's got that shit going on.
Do you remember who she beat for the?
Chris Jericho, right?
Nope. Well. For the first time she won the title was against Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, when they brought up right before he went to the WCW slap nuts. In October '99 or some shit, right?
Right.
Yep. They actually, hey, do you know what they actually did in that match that they always talked about but never did? They actually brought out a kitchen sink.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, everything but the kitchen sink. And they were like,
I never heard that. I don't remember that part.
I remember it from watching it 21 years ago.
But yeah, you had to put China on the list because
Trailblazer. Of course. It's like China was like. Was there ever any woman wrestler that you were like could fucking hang with dudes? Like, could hang with like regular dudes, not like fucking. Of course, Molly Holly could hang with Crash Holly.
Right.
Right, but like, what chick could like actually hang with like actual dudes?
Nah.
No offense.
Nicole Bass would get her ass whipped if she ever came around here, so I worried.
Right.
I fuck China up too,
But you fuck her or fuck her up?
I'll fuck her up. I got guns on my arms.
In your closet, but no, but like China could fuck up dudes though, I felt like,
In
like,
real life?
I think she could she could hold her own.
At the time, maybe.
She could hold her own with some of the guys that were in that Intercontinental division.
She's a good champion, though. And then, like, after
not
that
very
point...
long reign, right?
Well, yeah. She went against Jeff Jarrett, Chris Jericho.
Eddie Guerrero or something was, like, with that in there, right? Somewhere.
But, yeah, she's my number 4. Number of the world.
Here's somebody who might not have made it on your list, Roddy Piper, a guy who never made the top championship. I'm going by memory on this only, and I remember he was the Intercontinental Champion going into WrestleMania 8, and he put over Bret Hart at WrestleMania 8. I don't really remember any other time that he held the Intercontinental Championship, but what he did by the way he put over Bret Hart to like. That was the very beginning of Bret Hart becoming like a real contender, because it was still in the era in '92. It was still in the era of, all right, whoever gets the Intercontinental Championship is like the next guy.
He was never heavyweight champion?
Piper?
Yeah.
Not in fucking WWF.
Oh, damn. He's not on my list then. Fuck.
There you go. And I don't even know if he held it more than that, but like Roddy Piper's a guy who I always felt like, looking back there, people are always like, who's somebody that never held the big belt that should have? And they're like, Hot Rod. And I'm like, Hot Rod never needed it, though. Like, because WWE from like the mid-'80s on was always a babyface run company.
Right.
And it always had big heels. Yeah. And then fucking WCW was always a heel run promotion that had babyfaces chasing. Right. So, like, in the WWE format, like, Piper didn't need the championship. Piper was always a guy who could go away, shoot a movie, come back, and have some credibility when he came back.
He might be one of the best heels ever, for sure.
I mean, dude.
Like now that I'm thinking about it,
like we can't even do like best heels ever unless we do like best '80s heels, best '90s heels, best 2010 heels, and then we do a best heels of all time. Like that's like a whole month of shit.
I was gonna say that's like at least 4 episodes right there. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's how we do it.
Content
creator.
Hey, you know what? Out of all the podcasts I've ever started, this is the one that people started jumping onto immediately because this is all arbitrary. We can all sit here and debate this shit all day, and that's the beauty of this.
Everybody wants to hear what us experts have.
Not at all. No, but like we make it very interactive and fun, and fucking like we're dipshits too. Like why the fuck should anybody listen to us besides the fact that we try to make this fun and we don't try to make you feel stupid for being a wrestling fan?
Oh no, they should listen to us. We are experts.
Oh, I mean, XPW Earths. XPW Earths. All right, where were we at? I went Goldust and Piper. You went whatever. You went Patterson.
China.
And China. two great ones right there. What do you got next?
Number 3.
Number 3.
The bad guy.
Oh.
Razor Ramon, baby.
All right. Well, we share number 3. I also have Razor Ramon.
Why did you have Razor?
I think Razor is a guy that maybe like. Hold on, I'm gonna look at my. Really, out of these, my top 3, Razor was a guy that should have and could have been a top champion and wasn't.
Right.
I think he falls in that category of somebody that didn't need it. But if we're judging the criteria of people that were never the top champion and that were great Intercontinental champions, like he fell into that. Hey, we're throwing it around the clique sort of thing,
right.
And good for him because he was an incredible wrestler. He could have easily been the champion. He would have been a better champion than Kevin Nash was. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. He probably would have got it if he didn't go to WCW because it would have been almost his turn around that time.
His turn, fuck that. Kevin Nash should have never got a turn before him. I don't even know why he did. Because he was bigger. Because because Scott Hall. Because Kevin Nash was more of a worker and a politician. Because Scott Hall was just trying to have a good time.
Well, that's probably part of it.
Whatever. Right.
Can't blame him for partying though.
But yeah, why did you pick Scott Hall?
Because the other 2 you just can't really. That's about as high as I could put him was 3. But basically, like I said, the feuds really make the champion for the Intercontinental Champion. So Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels. Are you serious? The fucking ladder match?
Yeah, the fake champion and the real champion.
That was amazing, dude.
Right, WrestleMania 10, dude.
Was it the Intercontinental title that was that the one that Shawn dropped after Syracuse? Or was it it wasn't the heavyweight title, right? He dropped the Intercontinental title to
D. Douglas?
Yeah.
What, 95 or whatever?
Yeah, that was the Intercontinental title, right?
Yeah.
And then
is that when the Marines beat the shit out of him?
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly. Dude, that's when he went cross-eyed over it. That's when he went New York Times crossword puzzle.
That's probably when they originally knocked his hair off, and then it just happened again at
Bro.
Once you see bald Shawn Michaels,
dude,
I feel like I've aged better than Shawn Michaels over the last.
Brother, everybody's gonna age better than Shawn. The Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt is aged better than Shawn Michaels. Like, oh my god, like I can't, man, and this is me. I'm just a real motherfucker. I'm not trying to hold my feelings back about nothing, but like I can't even look at Shawn Michaels now.
It's just bald Shawn Michaels, really?
Dude, bald, cross-eyed, fuck. That was talking about. Like he was a sexy boy, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like 30 years.
Wearing like Remington Shotgun like t-shirts and shit. Fucking
dude. Fucking, he needs to be John Cena. You can't see him. Jesus Christ. Like Jesus Christ. You know Jesus Christ, his savior. Fucking Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels. Hold on here. Let's stop right now and go to this side list I have. Because like here, remember the transition we talked about. So like in the 80s and into the early and mid 90s, it was like you were the champion for a fucking, the Intercontinental Champion for about a year, and then it was a stepping stone to the WWE Championship. Then in the very late 90s and early 2000s, it was like a very quick stepping stone. It was like boom, boom. You didn't hold it for that long. But now it's like a fucking, its own division. But let me ask you this. Who are guys that should have never gone beyond the Intercontinental Championship? Like, who are guys that would have been good Intercontinental Champions and that, were very, not very lackluster, because that sounds, kind of like, I got an opinion and shit.
I feel like, was Kevin Nash world champion before he was Intercontinental Champion? Am I wrong about that?
Intercontinental Champion?
See, maybe not then.
Yeah, no. No, because it was weird. It was like 93. It was like Kevin Nash wanted a house at Madison Square Garden or some shit.
Because that always feels like a demotion, Like when you're world champion and then you're Intercontinental Champion, it's like...
See, Ric Flair went from world champion to United States champion, and that's just how versatile he was. Like, I respected him more for that. Because it was like... The same thing in WCW, WWF. Like the Intercontinental Championship is like the work rate championship. Like if the guys are going to give you a better match, whereas the heavyweights were the heavyweights. You know.
No, I get that. That makes sense.
But yeah, like who are some guys that should have stayed Intercontinental champion and like didn't need to try to go to the next level? Like here you go. I'll give you three of mine. I'll just give you three of them, or four of them actually. Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, Cesaro, Samoa Joe. You know, these happen to be guys that are now, and really I feel like this list applies to people that were mid 2000s on, because they really kind of hot shotted people. You know. Like Daniel Bryan would have been great Intercontinental. It didn't ever needed to be the.
No, Daniel Bryan had to be world champion, dude.
Okay.
No
Daniel
way.
Bryan's Rey Mysterio all over again 20 years later.
Yeah, but I mean, not every little guy can do that, though, you know. It takes a special little guy to look like he can beat Brock Lesnar and shit, you know, and Randy Orton and Triple H. Not everyone can do that.
Okay, yeah, that's what they were forced to do, whatever, but, like, these were guys that, like, what I mean by that is when a non-wrestling fan looks at wrestling and they go, that guy's believable, right? Like it's hard I feel like it would be a little bit harder for me as a human being to meet Daniel Bryan in person and be like, oh, that's your best wrestler? Like,
no, that's true.
What about that 7 foot, 400 pound Braun Strowman guy? Like, you tell me if you put those two in a match, like it takes the believability out of me. Unless Daniel Bryan has magic dick or something, and he waves a little magic dick, and fucking people disappear. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to suspend my disbelief in that? Like, does he put on an infinity fucking gun and the yes hand or whatever?
See, that's the promoter in you. You're thinking of like, how do you get people to buy into it?
Right.
That's the magic he will show you once you watch. And he was like, yeah, this is how.
Okay, you know, it just like Rey Mysterio as a guy that could beat Kevin Nash back in the day. Like, that only has believability for so long.
I think wait, do you think he's better than Rey Mysterio?
No, I don't. I actually think Rey Mysterio had more of an impact back in the late 90s than Daniel Bryan did as a guy that could be believable against heavyweight guys.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Different eras.
Right. Because Rey Mysterio was fighting actual giants. Daniel Bryan was fighting guys that are...
The NWO, Rey Mysterio versus NWO is awesome.
Right.
Lawn darted him against the trailer.
Dog, that was some hardcore shit. You want to take this last shot? You good? It's orange. You want it? You good? Take it.
How
about that? All right, we got a couple left. My number one, I think. Oh my God, I got a great story for my number one. But
we're not even down to that.
I know. We got number two still left. All right. I'm just saying what's coming up after we take these shots. We're doing great on time. All right, ready? What is this? 99 oranges.
How about it?
Oh, how about that? Did you taste all 99 of the oranges in there? Does that remind you of taking fucking children's medicine? How about it? Oh, no. What happened? How about that? All right, if you guys want to get drunk and high with us. Pete, by the way, Instagram and Facebook at PWIdiotlist, PWIDIOTLIST. Instagram and Facebook, we put the question out every Monday. We record on Wednesday and put the episode out on Thursdays. Right?
Yep.
iTunes, Spotify, Anchor FM, and all places you can hear podcasts. I think we had about 500,000 listeners on last week. Did you hear about this?
What? I didn't see the latest numbers. I saw when it was like around 125,000, but I've been busy at work this week. So I didn't.
Me too, man. I've been busy putting on illegal wrestling shows. All right. Well, we got a couple left here. Next week, next week we should do managers. Top 5 managers. I mean, there's a good 5 managers.
I'm done.
Just top 5 managers. No.
I'm trying to think what would specify as a manager, like anyone accompanying.
Not a woman. Somebody that actually helped somebody.
Right.
No. Or had the perception of helping somebody.
We'll say manager, but basically anyone that comes to the ring with you.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's like who do you who are you thinking like right now? You're like, I don't know if this person will be considered a manager.
I'm pissed at for our tag teams. We left off Braun Strowman and Nicholas last week.
Hey, we left off Steven and Clay Splash.
I don't know how I thought of like Nicholas when we were talking about. Anyways, it's like
man, seriously. You know he's the referee's kid. Anyway, who cares? All right, we got number 2 and number 1 left. Next week, I don't know. If you wanted to give us suggestions, do that too. I'm starting to get drunk. Give me number 2, John Atkins.
Number 2, Mr. Perfect.
Hell yeah! What a great. That's my number 2 also. How can it not be?
What was your favorite part about Mr. Perfect? Was it
the promos?
Yes, okay, definitely.
Like,
yeah.
dude,
throwing the football and then catching it.
Do you spit your gum out and hit it? Yeah, dude, the football and catching it is like, seriously, if I can't think of any more promo that was more iconic than that in my entire childhood, because that was the first promo. Because I remember watching it as a kid,
right,
and being like, oh my god, like this guy threw a football, waited.
And then used it.
And then caught it. I mean, how many times did you try to do that as a kid?
Oh, like a million?
Of course. Like, do you spit your gum and hit it?
No, I want to start doing that now.
What?
Though.
Really? I've been chewing gum for my whole life.
That. I'm about to go buy some gum.
I started chewing gum just so I could do that.
Oh, I'm totally doing that now.
Dude, I'm good at it. I don't want to suck my own dick, but I'm pretty good at it. Can you...
I feel like Corey Gray should start doing that.
He should start sucking his own dick. That's what Carmelo
He's got what's her name? Carmelo.
Huh?
He's got Carmella now, so.
That's what I said. What did I say? Did I say that? Did you ever? How about that?
She's my favorite too. I'm pissed that fucking.
Have you ever thrown the fucking towel over your back and caught it?
Oh, I tried. I don't think I ever. Well, yeah. Probably.
Have you seen that video where he's walking to the ring with his bodyguard, Mr. Hughes, and Mr. Perfect throws the towel behind his back, and it lands on his bodyguard's shoulder perfectly?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
God, perfect.
What else was the football one? What was the basketball one? You just like, what do you throw it over his shoulder? Like,
I mean, I half court shots,
yeah,
fucking, you know, like not even looking at the fucking.
That's perfect.
Perfect. Dude,
and then like Fisherman's suplex, what a great finisher, dude.
The perfect plex. It's a great finish, you know, and like I don't like I should probably read into this more because I am such a Mr. Perfect fan. Is that like, you know, in the like when Ric Flair came through like the mid '90s, like he was out for a hot minute, like a couple of years, dude. I don't know, you know, injuries or
no pun intended,
you know?
but like he was definitely like the perfect Mr. Perfect. You know what I mean? Like
he was.
The face he fucking made was so smug. You know what I mean? When he's like, "That's perfect," like just how he like no.
Well, you know, and what really was unfortunate is that when Perfect came back in like the mid '90s, the later '90s, like he wasn't nearly in the shape that he was. And from what I hear, you know, from of course, you know, I'm a fan. From what I hear, like he was a really fun guy to be around. You know, so you know that just sucks that like for that very short run from like '88 to like, you know, '91 or whatever, like Mr. Perfect was like the quintessential motherfucker.
Do you think there's any present day guys who could do those Mr. Perfect type promos?
I'd have to think. You're putting me on the spot. I'm a little fucked up. Do you have anybody in mind?
I didn't really think of it. I just thought about that question, but
Mr. So
maybe Seth Rollins.
No. Seth Rollins has been given more than he deserves, in my opinion. Lucha and I came up with a character based on Mr. Perfect called Mr. Fuck Up. Because everything Mr. Perfect does, only he fucks it up. And he's gonna tag team with Andre the Giant. Piece of shit.
That's pretty good.
We got the costume. Did I show you that shit?
Is it Andre? It could be Andre or Arnai.
It's the poop emoji costume. Andre the Giant Piece of Shit.
I like it.
Dog, it's gonna be dope.
That's I'm going to see that. I can't wait to see that.
Andre the Giant Piece of Shit is fighting this Saturday, May 16th at 3 p.m.
I'll be doing my
Are you gonna come?
Commentary debut.
You gonna come?
I'll try to make it.
All right. Well, number 1. So give us your rundown so far from 5 to 2.
All right, 5, Pat Patterson. 4, China. 3, Razor Ramon. Yeah, you fucked up on that one.
No, dude, you got. That's what's great about this, though.
It's not my fault you don't love women's wrestling.
Women.
John loves the broads.
I love them fucking bitches.
3, Razor Ramon. 2, Mr. Perfect.
All right. Numero uno. Or should I give mine?
Did you already do your
5 Gold Dust, 4 Piper, 3 Razor Ramon, 2 Mr. Perfect, and now it's time for
We
your
gotta be
number.
tied.
What?
I'm pretty sure it's the same person.
It's gotta be, right?
Mr. 454 days, longest reign.
CM Punk. No, just yeah, I got a story about this guy. Go ahead.
Honky Tonk.
The Honky Tonk Man.
Longest reign, 454 days as champion. It's a fucking, what, like a year and a half?
Dog, spoiler alert, Matt Sells said, Honky Tonk Man, Honky Tonk Man, Honky Tonk Man.
Oh,
Honky
yeah,
Tonk
I
Man,
saw
Honky
that.
Tonk.
Yeah.
Mine also, number 1, Honky Tonk Man. This was a guy that should have never been the top champion, but, like, what a guy to build up your as a heel champion to put some guy over. Because he eventually put over Ultimate Warrior, who propelled himself to the top championship at that point. How about it? I wonder if you can hear them farts from that. It's farted twice hard.
Those aren't sound effects.
No, that's real. That's real. That's the genuine Mikey G
This
right
ain't
there.
morning radio.
How about it?
Dirty in the Kid.
No, it's John and Dirty Ron. That's how it goes. That rhymes better. It does. Hey, no. Look, trust me. I want to suck my own dick. Okay. I tried to go Dirty Ron and John. No. It's John and Dirty Ron. That just flows better.
Oh yeah, I like it. As long as John comes first.
Hey man, that's what I'm saying. You
Just
always
like
come
the
first. You always come first.
How about it?
Yeah.
So how could you not say Honky Tonk Man?
He's great. Okay.
Sidebar, I'm sad that Honky Tonk Man.
Oh, you're about to get the best sidebar of your life, but go on.
Sidebar, I'm sad that Honky Tonk Man could be the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time, but Michael Jackson guy in Las Vegas can't get a whiff.
What do you mean?
Honky Tonk Man's like Elvis, and then like we got Michael Jackson guy. That should be
Santana Jackson. I'm not connecting the dots.
It's like the gimmick, bro.
What is?
Like, because he's like Elvis.
Talking about the guy that wrestles?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Santana?
I don't know his name.
No. He's going to be headlining our first show in Vegas. Whenever
no shit?
Yeah, against me.
No, I'm just
We're
saying.
doing a Neverland death match.
How great is the gimmick, though, Honky Tonk Man?
Honky Tonk Man is a great gimmick. He's a great guy. Jerry Lawler's
Listeners
cousin.
don't know. We almost just got in a fight right now, dude. Like,
Who, me?
We're clenched fists. Like two bad
Hey,
bones.
man, we're head to head. We are touching fucking noses right now.
We are fucking like two baboons with our asses out.
Can you say baboons anymore? Is it a racial term?
No, not now.
Now it is. For fucking Japanese people.
Jesus.
No. That's 99 oranges for you guys. Yeah, okay, so Honky Tonk Man, here's what's up.
Honky Tonk.
So in fall of 2011, my buddy and I we were booking these wrestlers for like speaking engagements, which were basically like comedy shows, but like they were just like, they weren't good at comedy, so they just told stories. And we booked Lanny Poffo and Honky Tonk Man for the whole weekend. So they were like doing it together. And we're driving Honky Tonk Man around, and we were recording him because it was basically like an interview the whole time we're driving him around to gigs all weekend. So, here, I'm going to give this to you. Honky Tonk Man, he goes, you know what? I would try anything once except being gay. But there was this one time in Puerto Rico where I got this blowjob from this hooker, but I didn't know if it was a guy or a girl. But blowjobs don't count. So, me and my buddy are just like dying all weekend about this shit, right? At the end of the weekend, he signs the fucking poster.
I agree, by the way, sidebar.
Right, hey, whatever, man. I ain't grabbing something I don't want to know the answer to. So, All I say is he signs these fucking 8x10 scores at the end of the weekend, hangs it up on the fucking. I hang it up on my radio station wall, and I write on the bottom of blowjobs don't count. Okay,
if you give a blowjob, it does not count.
This is 2011. So summer of last year, 2019, I'm on a show with Honky Tonk Man at the Del Mar Fairgrounds here in San Diego, and I've been telling this story for 8 years. I've been being like, blah, 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 Puerto Rico. And this motherfucker, okay, like just going off memory. I'm trying to mimic his accent off memory.
Please tell me he confronted you about it.
No. He didn't remember me. Why would he? I don't give a shit. Yeah. But I'm hearing him. He's in the locker room talking about Puerto Rico. And I look at Lucia and I'm like, yo. And she's like, oh my God. You say it just how he said, and I couldn't stop. I almost started busting up laughing. I had to leave the locker room because my impression of him was fucking dead on.
Let's hear it one more time.
He was like, Puerto Rico. There's one time in Puerto Rico where I got this blowjob from this hooker, and I didn't know if it was a guy or a girl, but blowjobs don't count.
How about it?
Number one, Honky Tonk Man. There it is.
Honky Tonk, dude. Fuck yeah.
The Honky Tonker. So that's our list. Give us yours one more time from top to bottom.
Pat Patterson. Oh, top to bottom.
You know what? I'm sorry. Whatever. Bottom to top.
Whatever.
How we did them. What do you know what I meant?
5, Pat Patterson. 4, China. 3, Razor Ramon. 3, Mr. Perfect. Something like 2.
Twice.
Whatever. Number 1, Honky Tonk Man.
We have the top 1 through 3. My number 5, Goldust. Number 4, Piper. Number 3, Razor Ramon. Number 2, Perfect. Number 1, Honky Tonk Man.
What did the fans say? Because I imagine everyone.
Fans. Don't call them fans. They're just people that listen to our shit.
Fans. What do the people who fucking can't live without us?
Our diehard.
These people trapped in their homes with nothing, eating cans of chili by themselves, not even heating it up anymore because they don't care. What did our loving fans?
All right. Well, we didn't hold them to the scrutiny we held ourselves to. If you have a comment, just speak on it, John, because there's a lot of them. Biggie Biggs, Fish Combat Wrestler, says this is 5-1. Tito Santana, Honky Tonk Man, Cody Rhodes, Shawn Michaels, Randy Savage. Cody Rhodes, I don't know. I think that's more for what he did after.
Yeah, I would say he's as Intercontinental Champion. Was he dashing Cody Rhodes when he was champion?
Yeah, I think so. Shallow Greaves says Jericho, Goldust, Miz, Savage, RVD. RVD is a good one. Never held the top title.
Are you sure?
What?
He was never world champion?
Not. For a hot minute. Yeah, for a second. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my God, how did I forget that? Chris Gimlin says 5-1. Honky Tonk, Goldust, Owen, Scott Hall, Mr. Perfect. Owen's a good one. How do we miss Owen?
Fuck!
We missed Owen. You mad about that?
I am. Well, who am I going to take off, though?
I know. Well, whatever. Dan Ripley says Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Perfect, Honky Tonk Man, Macho Man. R2 Cool, former Fist Combat champion in NorCal, says Tito, Santana, Goldust, Mr. Perfect, Ricky Steamboat, Razor Ramon. Ricky Steamboat's somebody that could have made a list. Yeah. Definitely on my top 10.
Yeah, he's definitely top 10. That's what Owen be.
Ultimate Watermelon, part of Fruit of the Doom, says Goldust, Steamboat, Perfect, Rude, Piper, Rude.
I had Rude on my list.
Really? Oh, you knocked him off. He's your 6th, number 6.
He was probably he's probably 6 or 7.
Dan Perez says...
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Rude or Owen?
What? To get on your top 5?
Yeah, if you had to bump someone off.
Rude, because of his pants.
I don't know.
Because of his psychological shit.
Owen had a bigger impact.
Only in Kansas City. God damn it. I'm mad I said that. Dan Perez says, fuck. The Miz, Goldust, Jericho, Owen Hart, Honky Tonk Man. Jericho's on the...
I was kidding.
Me too. Hashtag. Scooby, whatever. But I don't know how to say that. I'm drunk. Rick Rude, Jake the Snake, Ricky Steamboat, Greg Valentine, Mr. Perfect. Weren't you going to talk about Jake the Snake?
Jake the Snake was never Intercontinental Champion. Jake the Snake never held a championship.
He did not.
In WWE.
He should have been Like when you were like he never hold the belt, I was like I knew you were. What did you say? You said something. I was like I don't know if he ever held the belt.
Yeah, because because I wanted to put him on my list, but then I wanted to see who he feuded with, and he never had any.
No, he never had the belt. Hey, big shout out to our buddy Joe Vernola. He needs to jack off a little bit before he makes his list.
You should always. There's a couple things you should pretty much do for everything, right? You should either like smoke weed, jack off, take a shot or something. I don't know.
A couple shots. That's what we do. Man, I'm way more hammered than I should be right now. Joe Vernola said, I don't know what order this is. Perfect, Razor, Owen.
That's the angry guy?
And Steamboat, yeah. White Mike. You remember White Mike? He's back. HBK, Razor Ramon, Owen Hart, Honky Tonk Man, Savage. Johnny Romano says Gold Dust, Marty Jannetty, Mr. Perfect, Val Venus, Honky Tonk Man. Val Venus is a good one. Val Venus is on my top 10 for sure. Like close to the end of that, but
I'm gonna come up with some list that I could put Val Venus in my top 5 in. I don't care.
Top 5 porn star wrestling crossover. He's number 1. Steve Solit, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Hello.
5-1, British Bulldog, Owen Hart, Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, Scott Hall.
Was British Bulldog ever world champion?
I know he was definitely not world champion. Was he Intercontinental? Or was he just European? I don't know.
What do you think about the European?
There it is. It's another thing like Intercontinental. Like they had too many wrestlers and didn't know what to do with them.
That just seems oddly specific.
Well, they said they were running more shows in Europe. Whatever, I don't know. What do I look like? A fucking ad guy from 1996 WWE? They were losing the ratings for it, bro. How about it? Mondo Vega Perez, my boy, my former commentary partner for Ground Zero, says Savage, Honky Tonk Man, Razor, Perfect, Brett. If you would have followed our rules, they were basically the same. Brandon,
come on, guy.
Huh?
Come on, guy.
Come on, guy. Brandon Thomas, goddamn, this isn't long. Brandon Thomas says Valentine, Val Venus, Ricky Steamboat, Tito Santana, Mr. Perfect. Ricky Steamboat should have been on our list. Definitely on top 10.
No one follows the rules, but I love how, like, the one thing about wrestling fans, no one puts 6 people.
That's good.
We're all like, 5.
They know how to count. They just don't know how to follow rules. Tim Jones says Pat Patterson, Cody Rhodes, Shawn Michaels, and Miz, Chris Jericho.
Oh, I can't put Miz, never mind.
I mean, he was
I was like, I almost thought, how did I forget the Miz? I was like, I'll do it.
Well, fuck, man, that does it. What an episode, dude. We're just about at the hour mark right now.
Pretty good.
How perfect is that?
So, one more time, when is the next Fist Combat show?
This Saturday, 3 p.m., we're going to be live streaming on at Fist Combat TV on Facebook only. Get at us. Check us out all over social media on Instagram and Facebook at PW Idiot List. You can find me at Dirty Ron McDonald. Johnny A, tell them where to find you.
At Real John Atkins. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm finally unsuspended from...
For now.
I'm back on...
I saw you reply to something today, and I was like, oh, he's still on. Made a whole day.
I'm back on Instagram and Facebook. Update. Still not on Twitter. Still.
I mean, you're there. You're just not loud yet.
Yeah. So, slowly but surely, I'm back to life on the internet again.
Don't call me Shirley. Every week we do this shit. We put out the question on Monday on all our social media. We record on Wednesday. New episodes out every Thursday. Thank you guys for tuning into the shit. It's so much fun to do this podcast every week. Hopefully we'll be able to do it next week. Maybe we'll do the top 5 managers as long as I'm not in jail from this wrestling show.
I can't believe you forgot China. That's bad.
Hey, man.
That's
why we do this shit.
John loves the ladies.
You're all about the feminist movement.
At Real John Atkins.
Ladies. Hello, ladies. All right. Well, with that, PW Idiot List all over social media. Thank you guys for tuning in. iTunes, Spotify, Anchor FM, all the bullshit. And with that, we only have 2 words for you. Suck it.
Suck it.
Suck it.
Suck it.
Suck it.
the city of losers.
Easy. Kings,
How
you
about
help.